Welcome to Studio 139. My name is Aisling Brady.
And my name is Jack O'D.
On today's show, we will be talking to the fantastic Paul Gleason, the magician who predicted headlines 3 days before the papers, definitely keeping him on the cards for my career. He's performed with the likes of Justin Timberlake, Beyonce and DJ Frank Jazz. Not too shabby.
Yeah. We will also be taking a look at a YouTube video that's become viral overnight. We will also be discussing bullying, its effects and your views at home.
But before we blow your minds, let us take a look at the news story that broke yesterday on YouTube.
A load of black people and a load of fucking Polish. A load of fucking yeah. You're fucking get. See what I mean? You ain't English.
No, I'm not.
No, you ain't English either. You ain't English. None of you are fucking English. Get back to your own fucking. Do you know what? Sort out your own countries.
So Aisling, what do you think of the whole video on YouTube?
The video on YouTube, I'm appalled at it. I think it's absolutely awful.
Yeah.
I think it's horrible, and I know whatever about racism, I'm not trying to deflect away from the issue. I just think that the fact that there was a small little boy there on her lap and they were all having arguments over it and no one really thought about the child, and I just really feel for that child, because what kind of life is that child going to have?
I just can't believe the woman is shutting down someone from England who possibly is English, holds an English passport, but yet
yeah,
she is like, no, you are not English, you're from, go back to your country. She can't even pronounce a country right, for example.
I know, but also you could see in the video that she was completely she was out of it. She was on something, definitely. And I just, to have a child and then be on drugs and then also, racism,
Yeah.
like, it's wrong. It's not right.
Yeah, but in 21st century as well, you can't believe that's still happening.
I think 21st century, it doesn't matter what century you're in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, today there are still people who are racist.
Yeah.
And we saw that today on YouTube. We saw that, and I think it's a really sad thing. The only good positive thing that I can see that this video has brought, to the platform is the fact that now that issue is out there, that there are so many people who are racist, that maybe the issue can be addressed more, because it is a very, very sensitive issue.
Yeah. But I think the issue of harassment does kind of infiltrate all our lives somehow.
Definitely.
And
Those people were harassed on that tram.
Absolutely.
Yesterday.
She shouted to their faces all these things. Like, I just can't believe it. So here is a video of what all you at home think of harassment and how you deal with bullying yourselves.
Yeah, I was bullied before, and it's not cool, but you just stand up for yourself and it stops. It just tells you you can't be walked on and it stops.
Oh, I've never been bullied before. If I was, I would stand up to them, obviously, yeah. I think maybe my height has something to do with me not being bullied. I think bullies stay away when they see the height, he might be hard, even though that's got nothing to do with how tough you are. You should be mentally tough to just say to bullies, just go away, or get someone to hurt you badly, just bullying. It's just bullies are just weak themselves, they just need someone to pick on to feel fulfillment themselves, But yeah, it should be stamped out as much as possible, I think.
I think bullying's bad. I don't think anyone should bully. I've never been bullied before, but I have a few friends who have been bullied, and it's not right.
I don't agree with bullying. Yeah, I've been bullied before throughout school, but dealt with it. Not in school, because I don't think they were pretty helpful. And yeah, I would stand up for anyone who's been bullied, just because I've been in that position before.
Second year, I was bullied. Not it wasn't a bad case or whatever, but I found that the best way to deal with it was talking to people. I talked to my mom about it, and she got in touch with the school, and they were really good about it, and they got the girls to apologise, whatever. And once we got it sorted, once they kind of talked to me and realised that I was upset about stuff they did, then they stopped. And obviously that's not the case for everyone, but talking to people is definitely good.
It did happen to me. I in first year had a really, really high voice, and then basically halfway through second year, it just completely dropped, and I was total bass. And yeah, I got slagged off a lot about it.
When I was in school, I was sort of short and a little bit portly, and I did get bullied a bit. I think the way to deal with it was just to realise that it all, by the time, none of it actually matters. By the time you grow up, by the time you're past, say, 4th year, 5th year, it usually stops. People grow up and tap on. So.
I really admire that guy and all those people who talked about their experiences of bullying. I don't think it's an easy thing to talk about. Most of us are very embarrassed to talk about it and tend to forget about it once it's all over and done with.
Yeah, but some people seem to, like some brave people there, start to talk about it, and I think that's a good thing to talk about it.
It's a really good thing to talk about it because people can identify with them, and I think that it's great. So well done to you guys who went out and spoke about it. But Jack, do you have a personal experience that you can talk to us about yourself?
Yeah, like when I was younger, when I was in 6th class, I was quite quiet, but I was also quite different.
You were quiet. I couldn't imagine
I was quite quiet. I was quite overweight, and I used to like run around.
Overweight?
And, you know those like little little
You're
keychain
tiny.
things you used to like make out of braids? I used to make them, and everyone used to be like playing football and doing all this like fun stuff
I know
that
what
I
you
just
mean.
wasn't interested in. And I used to make all these things, and I started school in 1st year in Portmarnock, and I didn't like it very much, so I moved on to a different school. And
was it in that school that you found a really bad atmosphere? Was it really tough?
yeah, like I just think I just didn't really know how to interact with people. Like I was just so out of it, and so I went to a different school, and it never forgets me. Like when I was in Portmarnock, the bullying never leaves you. It's like these scars are always with you, and just dealing with it. But I'm very proud of the people that can speak of it, because not everyone, as we saw, was willing to talk about it.
Yeah, of course. Well, you just did there.
Yeah, but it's good, like now being able to talk about it and just being able to accept it. And,
And what
like that.
advice would you have for people out there who may be being bullied at the moment?
Don't be afraid of it, I think the tracks of bullying is what makes you a really special person, makes you interesting yourself. And the quicker you accept it, the quicker you can start becoming yourself, I think.
Brilliant, that's really good. Well done, Jack, for sharing that story.
Thank you.
Well, if any of you have any issues or are suffering from any kind of bullying, you can log on to the Please Talk challenge at pleasetalk.ie. On a lighter note, we're going to be interviewing the amazing Paul Gleason. Woo! Thanks a million for coming into the show.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for
How are
having me.
you?
I'm great. I'm hanging in there.
Great hanging in there.
Enjoying all the conversations. Racism and all.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So tell us, how did you get into magic?
I got into magic in a strange way. I started out as a fire performer on the streets of Grafton Street and Temple Bar. I used to fire breathe and spin fire, and I just got into a really bad accident one time at a private party, and it went up in flames. Someone actually threw beer at me when I was on a blaze.
Oh my god!
I think he was trying to. I think he meant well, but
no,
I don't think that would do.
Death sentence.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, rushed to the hospital, and then
How long were you doing it until that happened?
about a year. About a year I was doing it for.
Was that a near-death experience?
I don't want to bore you. When we got turned away from a hospital. The first hospital we went to, we got turned away from by a porter, a doorman. Said that it looked really superficial. Now I was like topless, with my chest like red. Like I think I showed your photo.
Yeah, you
Kinda red,
did.
and
Yeah.
burn marks, and I wasn't crying because I'm a man, but I was like close to tears. And the guy just turned us away, and he wouldn't give us an ambulance or anything like that. So apparently, if he said just go home, and apparently if I would have gone home, my body would have gone to shock. So I would have probably died, apparently.
So
Oh
that
my
was the end
god.
After that, I didn't really go back near it again. But someone brought me in a card trick book when I was in hospital, and I started learning a few tricks, and then it just developed from there, snowballed, and I got, I guess you could say, good at it or something like that.
So yeah, in hospital. So most people start obviously when they're like 12 years old.
A lot of guys start younger with the Paul Daniels kits and stuff like that. I never had a Paul Daniels kit, so.
What is a Paul Daniels kit?
Paul Daniels, you know Paul Daniels, he's one of the most famous magicians in the world, probably.
Okay.
Small little bald guy, married to Debbie McGee.
Quiet guy, doesn't talk. Is he mute?
No, you're thinking of Penn and Teller.
Oh yes.
Yeah, this guy Paul, he's English.
Wow.
I'm sure if you saw him, you'd recognise him.
Yeah.
So is with card tricks, is it literally just practice that brought you
it's
on?
sleight of hand and definitely technique. You have to get it looking smooth and looking beautiful, because it's like an art. Like I go by deception artist.
Yes.
Because like it stems. I had a mad love for cons and just kind of gambling cheats. So I learned loads about. That's how I learned sleights quite a lot, by looking at how gamblers would cheat in games. and I kind of draw on those techniques for what I do with cards quite a lot. So I like kind of poker cheats and stuff like that.
I think the presentation is as important as the actual trick.
90%, yeah. It's 90.
Wow.
They all say it's 90% presentation. So if you haven't got that,
So
just don't talk.
You be the mute.
so as a deception artist, is it really magic, like the way that we understand, you know, growing up in fairy tales?
No.
Is it really magic, or is it all about psychology and illusion?
I don't want to ruin it for anyone. I go by that because I think when you think of magician, you think of like a guy at your kid's party pulling a rabbit.
Yeah.
And that's done. Like it's not done. They're still out there, and it's a great. Kids magic is a great art, but I can't do it. I can't put up all the screaming kids pulling at you and stuff. So.
You're more psychological.
Yeah, I think it's more interesting if you actually tell someone, look, I can't read your mind, but I'm actually able to make it look like I can.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of the illusion of a sixth sense. So that kind of fascinates me. I think people are more interested because like there's a phrase, don't piss on my back and tell me it's raining. Do you know what I mean? People would rather be told the truth, and I'm saying like it's like looking at someone fly, you know, a magician fly. You know he can't fly. You just want to figure out where the wires are, and people enjoy that a little bit more. But I still think if you're totally fooled, it wrecks your head, and you try.
Oh, yeah, Max, yeah.
You'll try and.
Can you
figure it
do
out.
something on us now?
Yeah, before I came down, I've met you before because you helped me out with one of the pilot things we're doing.
Yeah.
But I hadn't met you before.
No.
Don't know anything about you.
No,
you seem to
nothing.
know I'm from Monkstown.
First time seeing your yes, I know that. But first time seeing your red hair and yes. So I know nothing about you apart from
Okay.
your background.
Have you ever been to a psychic before?
No.
No.
Would you have any quick opinions on like what psychics might do, or like what do you think of the idea of a psychic?
They predict the future. They
Okay.
can. It's more. I think psychics have more kind of feelings, and like they get in touch with the dead,
Yeah.
and they kind of can feel feelings around them. and stuff
Well, I'm
like
totally against all that because it's totally fake. It's all a technique called
Really?
code. Yeah,
that. I've heard stories though.
You know, you'll always hear stories, but there's something called time distortion.
Yeah.
Time distortion is someone that can go into like a psychic maybe 3 years ago. They'll remember it differently. Like I could do a card trick on you at a party, and the next day you'll say it to someone. You'll tell them something different. Like I do a trick where I swallow loads of needles and I pull them out of my mouth on a piece of string, and they're all on the string. And I do another one where I swallow a piece of like string and I can pull out my eye.
Oh, stop. Oh my God.
But people, like the week later, people are kind of going, "Oh, can you do that trick where you can pull string and needles from your eye?" You know, people mix things up, and it's the same with going to a psychic. But like a technique a psychic would use is like cold reading, and it's the ability to talk to someone as if you've never met them. So like I've met you, but like an example of cold reading on you might be you're quite extroverted, you're a social, affable person, but sometimes you might be a bit wary. You probably found it unwise to be open and revealing yourselves too quickly to other people. You might have a guilty pleasure for cupcakes with icing on top. You know, it's things like that, you know, kind of phrases. Does that make sense to you?
Not true.
I would say,
Do you
Jack,
have a guilty pleasure for cupcakes at ice
I
cream?
would say that you personally feel like you prefer that you get on better with girls than you do with guys, and that sometimes stems from a kind of something at youth. So I would say you probably have maybe 2 sisters. Say no, so I think it's probably 1 sister and a close relationship with your mum. Would that be right? You've 1 sister. Okay. Try this one. That's okay. I don't know anything about you, and we've.
No, I don't. I actually don't. I haven't said anything yet.
I haven't given him 50
anything.
quid and said, "Here, be a good sport." Okay, don't say anything. Think of your mum. Go with your sister because it's closer. I think she's closer age to you, so we'll go with your sister. Right?
Jack, come back.
I know. Whoa, that's just crazy.
Just in your head, scream the name of your sister. Okay. Really loudly. Make it really, really loud. It's something. It's a long name, but you can. It's not like Jack or Paul. It's a long with a dull. There's 2 syllables, because I can hear you say it twice. It's like Kelly. It's not Kelly. It's like Kathleen or Catherine, something like that.
Let me tell you.
It's either Kathleen or that's all. Like Kathleen or Catherine.
Kate.
It's Kate. Not too far off. Okay, and
That is.
so that's cold reading. Like that's not. I'm not a psychic, but you could pay me €50 to go in, and that would just be it. And then I could kind of tell you something about your future, which you would then live by, and say, look, you're on the right path. Even though, you could say you're on the right path now, and something great's going to happen. You're going to get that job you went for, and you come out feeling happy, and you'll have paid €50 for that.
Yeah.
But when you understand how it's done, you'll feel it's preying on people that have lost like children and stuff like that.
One thing I really want to know about is there people that are just very hard to read, or is there people that are completely simple?
There's people that shut down, they try and shut down, they don't want to give anything away, but sometimes it's actually kind of easier to find out what they're thinking because they're trying so hard not to give something away, they're actually giving everything away. But the person I had the most difficulty with was, we started filming our show White Rabbit when we were in second year with, do you guys still have MPS here?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we are MPS.
You were MPS, oh my bad. Well, MPS were the ones that started doing the show for me, White Rabbit. And we got to film with all comedians that were coming through, like Des Bishop and Carl Spain, Neil Delamere, all those guys. And Neil Delamere was by far the hardest person I've ever had to perform for in my life. He was intentionally trying to like screw me over, you know, with different things. But he was really hard to read, and it's the only time I've ever gotten something wrong on camera that was with him. But then I recuperated afterwards, and so, yeah. But I was just for that week, I was like, don't talk to me.
How did you gain the perception to read people though?
I just read loads of books and really interested in psychology and the psychology of how people think and behaviour analysis.
Yeah.
And you met my idol Beyonce, and not to mention Justin Timberlake and Frank Jez. How did you get that access? How did you get in there?
Frank Jez is the man. He does he opens up for all the big acts, and he usually brings them over. Actually, you just remind me of another story.
You mean like in the O2 or something?
Yeah,
is it?
he opens up for them, and
Yeah.
he hooks loads of stuff up. So they often remember Spirit. It's the
Yeah,
Academy now.
I remember,
He's
yeah.
in the VIP area upstairs, and after the shows, he used to have all the kind of after parties in there.
Yeah.
So that's where you'd meet people, but like. You probably have it in your head that I was going out like what you see in the videos, but I was just starting out then, so it was probably like the worst card trick she's ever seen, but she was really nice about it. So, and it was but that was when I just started out, when it was the first job I had.
So you just did a card trick on her?
Yeah, and that was it, because there's so many people around her, and there's so many people, you know, like security, all that stuff in case someone tries something on.
Yeah.
So it was literally in and out. So it's not glamorous or anything, but I can't brag too much about it. But what was I going to say? Yeah, Frank Jez, he brought, you know, Chris Brown.
Yeah, of course.
The trick that I did on you with the cups and spikes, right?
You did it on him.
No, it got me banned from his after party. I wasn't allowed to go to Chris Brown's after party.
Why? Because you did the spikes trick.
Because I did that on Frank Jez and his the guy he works with, Ahmed. I did it for our White Rabbit show.
Well, to be honest, Joe, I don't blame him. It is petrifying.
But he was opening
so
up.
Scary.
He went up to Belfast and he said to Chris Brown's people, "Oh, we've got a magician coming to the after party. He's going to blow your mind." And they started telling him the story, and then we just got an email. Like the guy who was managing me at the time got an email going, "Oh, they don't want you to make Chris Brown look stupid, so you're not allowed in." And I was like, "Can I even go and just hang out?" And they were like, "No, you're not allowed in."
Really?
Yeah, I was so
I think he missed
sad.
out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, well, I was. I
Yeah.
thought it might be nice to meet him and all, because Rihanna showed up that night as well when they were going out.
Yeah.
the good time.
Yeah, and the good times, yeah. Before we beat her up.
Because you're saying you're studying hypnosis right now.
I am putting a lot of study and thought into hypnosis.
I think that's absolutely
Can you give us a card trick?
I can give you a card trick if you'd like to see a card trick. Yeah.
Are these a special deck cards?
No, just name your favourite card. Have you got a favourite card?
Yeah, I've got
Queen.
Queen of
Hearts.
Queen of Hearts. Check it out, man. Okay.
Yeah.
See that? You're gonna sign your name across it for me, if you
Okay.
wouldn't mind. Okay, we'll let Jack sign his name across it as well if you want.
Okay.
If you want to make sure that the cameras get it as well.
Okay. So you just want me to sign my name?
Yeah, pretty big, but leave a bit of room for Jack as well.
Do you think I'm that mean?
You've got a pretty big signature.
Nice and big, so the cameras
Nice
will pick
and
it up.
big, okay. So,
I'm gonna ask you a kind of a weird request.
Okay.
Got it?
yeah.
Queen of Hearts. Check it out. Yeah. This is the weird part.
Are these a special deck cards?
Absolutely not. You can examine them, everything. How can I do this without sounding rude? Can you just bite down on that between your
Okay,
teeth and
you
just
want me to
keep
eat
it?
it?
Just keep it between your teeth, so you know I can't change it or anything like that. Is that fair? You got
Hi.
it? Yeah, and just say it like that. Don't worry.
Cards do not taste good.
Sorry, Jack. Can I have my pen? Would you mind just uncap it? Just
Yes,
cap
pull it off.
there.
Sure.
Just have sweaty hands.
No,
Sorry.
but
I'm gonna do the exact same, so we both look stupid. Okay. Like that.
Keep you quiet.
okay. Stealing my
All right.
limelight.
Check it out.
So that you wrote your name on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Camera has it as well, so
Okay,
check
camera
this out.
has that too.
All right. Okay, how many hands? Okay, look me in the eyes. Okay, watch this. Just stay here.
Oh, what are you doing?
Okay, wait. Did you feel nothing?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
That's the first time that's ever happened with a girl. Okay. Open up your card first, okay?
Okay.
Open it up.
All the way open.
All the way open, yeah.
Oh my
Can you
god.
show it to the camera?
Oh my gosh.
And that will mean that I should have your queen.
It's Paul.
I am flabbergasted.
I
souvenir
felt
covered in
it.
your
I actually
saliva.
felt it. Like, I actually thought I
So-
felt something in my mouth.
Can we ask for an explanation, or is it completely?
It's all sleight of hand. That's what you have to remember. That it's all. Like
What?
you can inspect it and make sure that there's nothing.
No, but it's just like what?
But what I love is you're being really true about it. Like you actually are being true, but it's almost not being true about true. I can't believe it. We have a surprise for you though.
Uh-oh.
We knew it was
We
your
do
birthday
have
next
a
week.
surprise.
You knew it was my birthday next week?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we knew it was your birthday.
You get no,
I've
Paul.
actually
You
been
get
so
no.
busy. I was about to tell
We
you.
made
No.
arrangements for it, and so here we are. Happy birthday
Day to you.
Happy
week early.
birthday
Day
to
to
you.
Happy birthday, dear Paul. Happy birthday to you. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip.
Hooray!
Ah, we
Make a
couldn't
wish.
miss your
I'll wish.
birthday.
I'll reach for your wish.
What will I wish for?
Don't
Oh,
say
really?
too loud, 'cause we'll know. We'll
No,
know.
I'm gonna wish for.
Yeah.
Very thoughtful. My mom wouldn't even let me take this year. I tell you so.
That's what says with love from me to you.
That's great.
With
From
love from
Studio
Studio 139
to you.
Ah, that's fantastic. Thank you very much. That's the
Yeah.
nicest
So
thing
can you do
anyone's
one
done
more
for
trick again?
me. Another trick? Let me think. I can indeed. I'd be more than happy to do another trick actually. If you want, I can actually jump off. I can get you to choose a card. I'll actually jump off camera, and
Okay.
so you can show it around and make sure there's absolutely no way I can know what it is. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I just want you to make sure that in this time I haven't switched to deck. Nothing dodgy's happened. They're all like everything's totally normal. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay. Who we do this on? How about Jack? Or actually, you. Well, you choose.
You go
Who's going to choose?
Okay, yeah.
Just say the word stop whenever you want.
Okay. Stop.
Right there?
Yeah.
You sure? Now don't look at it yet. Here's what's gonna happen. Take the deck. I'll actually jump behind the camera so you know there's no way I can possibly see it. And show it to the camera. When you've shown it to the camera, put it back in the deck. And then you can actually put the deck back in the box. And I won't touch the cards again. Is that fair?
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can't think of any way a bit better.
Okay.
So I'll give that to you. So yeah, you show it around. After you're done, put it back in the box.
Shuffle around.
Yeah, shovel it in, yeah, if you want, and then put them all away. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll go.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. He's gone now.
There. So basically, said this is the card.
Yeah, you got shuffling. Sam, shuffling.
Yeah. I'm shocking as well. This is not my forte.
Tell me when you're done.
And
I was like a little kid there, like again.
yes, like in a candy shop running around.
Yeah, I know. But you do feel like a child. Okay, I'm not great at shuffling. This is very embarrassing.
Okay, I
God, I'm putting myself to shame here.
As long as you're happy, it's mixed up.
It's mixed up, definitely.
I'm gonna
Okay,
come
come
back
on, back on set.
We'll put these back into the box. So. Yeah, put these back into the box again. Yeah.
Yep.
So
My
all good.
shuffling is so bad.
Now, the most important question is, what hand do you use when you're writing? You
Right.
I should have actually been listening there. You put up your right hand like that, okay? Just you. Okay, and then you're going to grab my wrist as tight as you can.
Okay.
No, as tight
Your
as you can.
wrist?
Yeah, no, well, that's perfect. My
yeah,
forearm. Sorry, wrist. Forearm. Just squeeze it as tightly as you can.
Right.
No, as tightly as you can. Like,
I
tight.
am.
Proper tight.
I'm not that strong.
Jesus. I hate to be in a relationship with you.
What do you mean? I think
Just
we're
do-
going to beat you up.
Just squeeze, honestly, as tight as you possibly can. Okay, now
I'm
think of the number.
squeezing.
Visualize the number again, okay? Like the way you do with the name.
Okay.
Squeeze. I'm going to push your hand in to try and get some extra strength there. Okay? Now, what you're doing is, you see the way you're blocking off the blood there? That means it's pretty tight. So you can take your hand away. Okay, now you see the way it's all red from where you had your hand?
yes.
Now check this out, okay? If I can rub this, you see all the redness probably go. It looks like that's where your fingers were. I don't know if you can see a number. To the camera, it might look like an L coming out there, but it should be a number. So that could be a 3, but I don't think it is. I think it's going to be, I think it looks like a 7. Is it a 7? A red 7?
Oh my god.
You are impressive.
Is that right? Was it 7?
Guys, there's all my
Seven of
squeezing
diamonds,
me.
seven of
Yeah, 7 of
diamonds.
diamonds.
Oh my god.
What?
No, it's not makeup, Brenton. Make sure that that's not makeup. It's there. Like.
No.
How? What? You're talking me to grab your arm. We'll try it on you.
I don't think it's...
Come on.
Yeah. Wow. That's impressive. Wow.
Thanks very much
7.
again.
I'm
for the
just
cake.
flabbergasted. I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm back.
Thanks a million.
Unknowing.
Thanks so much for coming on the show.
pleasure.
It's so great to have you on the
I've
show.
learned so much from you.
No
I'm
problem at all.
gonna dip into psychology now, and I'll be able to read your
Do
mind,
if you need any advice or anything, I can give you some good books to read or
Yeah.
something like that. So.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Guys, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
No problem. Well, that was amazing. Who would have thought that that would have happened on today's show?
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I've been thrown into the deep end completely.
Well, unfortunately, our series is coming to an end as, well, we have to break up eventually at some
Yeah.
stage, but we will be back next January, so stay tuned to Studio 139. And if you want to get in contact with the show, you can email us at studio139dcutv@gmail.com. Have a great Christmas. And I'll see you. Bye!